Okay, we only have one thing left to do. We have solved the basic inequalities. We've taken the linear inequalities and put them on the graph. So now we are very simply going to, given the graph, take that and work backwards and build the inequality, just like we did in Chapter 3 with linear equations. And this, in my opinion, is, even though it's one of the last things we do, probably one of the easiest things we do, because they've given us the picture. They've done the hard work for us. So just like we did in Chapter 3, we're going to look for an easy place to begin. And as I look at this right off the bat, I can see that this line is solid. And any time that this line is solid, that's the equivalent, of course, of a solid point on the number line. We know that it's going to involve an equal to situation. So keep that in mind. Okay? Looking at our shading, they very clearly shaded things that are below the line, so that's going to be useful information. And the last thing that we need to figure out, of course, is what is our y-intercept over here, what's our b point, and we also need to figure out what is our slope. What does this line look like? Let's start with, I guess, the slope, because I can see that this line goes down. As I go from left to right, this line goes down, telling me, recall, that that's going to be a negative slope. In order to find the slope, what we have to use, we have to find 2 points. And this is going to work hand in hand with our b point, because we always know that our b point is going to be one of the things that we use. So let's very quickly jump down here, and we'll draw a dot at our b point where it crosses over the y-axis. We can easily see where that is, and we'll figure out exactly where it is in just a moment, the exact number. To find the slope, we have to, remember, we have to draw our triangle between 2 separate points. And what we're looking for are whole numbers, because they are easiest to work with. And anywhere you have these x and y lines that cross each other on your graph are whole numbers. And I can easily see that there's a whole number, there's right here. It's crossing right through one of those intersections right there. So I'm going to use that. And to find the slope, we're just going to draw our triangle, our little right triangle, and see how far we went up and down, and how far did we go left and right. Well, between these 2 points right here, I went up and down 2 spaces, 1, 2, and your up and down number, rise, always goes on top. Okay. And how far did I go left and right? How far did I run? 1, 2, 3, 4. I went 4 spaces. Okay, so my slope is going to be a negative 2/4, and I can easily see that negative 2/4 is not a simplified fraction. So let's take care of that right now. 2/4 simplifies. I can take a factor of 2 out of both of those, and it simplifies to a negative 1/2. So let's draw a line through our 2/4, because what we're going to use is the negative 1/2. And the only thing I need to fill in here is my b point, my beginning point, and my y-intercept, as we've already pointed out, is way down here. The exact number for that, we just need to count. Let's start at negative 5, so I'm at negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. So that point is down there on the y-axis at negative 9. When we have linear equations or linear inequalities, we always have y, which is our dependent variable, our output. We know we're going to have an x because that's our independent variable, our input. And we're always going to call them y or x, just unless our problem for some reason gives them a different variable name, and it doesn't matter because you can call it whatever you want. Our line is solid, so we knew we had an equal bar in there because of the solid line. We already know that our slope is a negative 1/2. Slope always goes next to the input variable. And my b point is a -9. I've done everything but figured out the inequality, and jumping back down here, all this shading is underneath, and we know from our previous discussions that shading underneath indicates less than. And that concludes this problem. I've now done everything. My total inequality is that y is less than negative 1/2 x minus 9. Extremely easy. Let's do one more just for the practice, and let's just jump over here to number 9. And we can do this stuff in any order that we want. For example, let's just start with the b point this time. I can see that this crosses the y-axis. Let's choose a different color. Let's choose orange this time again. I can see that this crosses the y-axis exactly here. And this point is at 1, 2, 3. It's above the y-axis. It's above the x-axis, so it's at a positive 3 on the y-axis. So we're going to go ahead and we'll just write plus 3. Okay. I can see that this line is clearly a positive line because it goes up. So I just need to find another point to see how far it goes up and how far it goes over. And this looks like a good intersection point right here. So this is going to be a whole number on both the x and the y-axis. I'll put my second dot and draw my triangle. How far did I go up? I went up 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up 4 spaces. That number goes on top. How far did I go left and right? I went, they're separated here. This dot and this dot are separated by 1, 2 spaces. Okay? So my slope is going to be a ratio of 4 to 2. Again, I can easily see that I can simplify this because I can factor a 2 out of that. So if I factor a 2 out of both of these numbers, I get 2 over 1, and 2 divided by 1 is very simply 2. Or you could have right off the bat just said, hey, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and just jump directly to that number right there. Whatever works best for you. What I do not want you to think is you cannot confuse, you cannot say the same thing, or excuse me, you can't say that 4 over 2 is the same thing as 2 over 4 down here. They are not. And if you are not sure, please use your calculator so that you know the difference and can be sure. Don't make mistakes like that. All right, and down here again I have a solid line, so I know that's going to involve an equal sign, and all of this stuff is shaded above the line. And that's all the information I need to construct the inequality. Just like before, I know I'm going to have a y, I know I'm going to have an x, okay? I know that I'm going to have an equal bar because it's a solid line. So we got our equal bar. We're shading above the line down here. So above the line always indicates or implies things that are greater than. My slope is a positive 2. So I'm going to put 2 in place of the m. And my y-intercept is a positive 3. So I'm going to put the plus 3 out here at the end. And I am done. I now have everything I need. Y, m, x, b. Y is greater than or equal to 2x plus 3. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of that.